All right. Good evening, guys. It's your girl Mitch Gaming, and we are back live again. The East Africa Clash Games group stages. Yesterday we had Group A versus Group B, but then for tonight we are going to be having Group C versus Group D. And I'm just going to give you a hint, guys. It has almost all the best teams from the countries participating. That's the 8 countries. But for this time, we just have six because two countries are not able to make it to the group stage, and like I said, it's totally fine. We're probably going to be seeing them in the next stages. But as of tonight, we have Group C versus Group D. We're expecting a lot of violence. That's something I can guarantee you guys because of the teams that I've seen on that list. We have Ocean Galaxies, we have Invincibles. I mean, we have Rex Squad, we have Four Strength Brothers, teams that we saw last time dominating. So I don't know if that's going to be the case for tonight, but let's just wait and see how it's going to unfold. But it is the first game for tonight, and we're hoping to have a lot of things happening with us. So the first match will be Erangel, second match is going to be Miramar, third Sanhok, and then for the fourth match we're going to be having Erangel. So we're going to be seeing which team is going to take on, the win for the first match. That is Erangel. It's going to be very a very tight night tonight. So make sure you comment in the comment section which teams do you think are going to dominate for Group C and Group D? If you want to see the teams as well, I'm going to mention them, but they're going to be on the description box for this live stream. So just go ahead and check there, then you'll see the teams that are participating tonight. But before we get to that, guys, the usual, make sure you do the necessary, and that is like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as we get to enjoy the East Africa Clash game. So basically, all I need is the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions. As you continue to enjoy, I'm going to tell you guys the teams that are going to participate tonight. Actually, let me just look at them for you guys so that you can know the teams that are participating. So from Group C, excuse me, we have Pain Africa, Nightmare, TDS Esports, Cloud Esports, Tactical Team, Rex Squad, Mal Esports, Later Esports, REDSO, Aesthetic Extreme, another team we saw dominating during the qualifiers. So you're going to be on the lookout to see tonight they'll be doing the same thing. And then we have Group D, where we have Unity Force, 2X Family, 4 Strength, Invisible KE, Ocean Galaxy, okay, Never Die Esports, MRU HYPERZ, Team Unique as well from Mauritius. So Four Strength, Invisibles, Ocean Galaxy, Team Unique, and Rise Esports. All these teams have been put here at the same place. So I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a lot of things happening here, but I'm not sure which team is going to dominate for now. So let's just keep it on the loop here, just for you guys to tell me down in the comment section from the countries that I've mentioned, which teams do you think are going to dominate when it comes to the East Africa Clash Games, Group C versus Group D? It is just a fresh day. We're just starting the first game of the night, and that is Erangel. It's going to be quite interesting how this unfolds, guys. Like I said, at the end of the day, all that matters is the team did show up. I told you guys yesterday that for the first time, I've hosted, I've really not hosted, but I've done the casting, and sometimes we usually see teams backing out of the fight, going far away, saying they don't want to come back because they lost the fight. But then for the East Africa Clash Games, I haven't seen a single team back out from any fight. Every single team has been coming back despite of the points that they have. So let's just have a quick look at the flight path there, coming from Georgiapol all the way to Lipovka. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to be happening here. We're going to be having teams are starting their early fights in Georgiapol, or is it going to be a little bit different this time? Are we going to be seeing other teams now waiting it out for the first? Okay, for qualifiers, this type of lobby, we had fights waiting till the fourth and the fifth zone. So I don't know if that's going to be the case for tonight, but then we can see the safe zone has decided to show us where it's going to be, and the teams are now going to their landing spots. Usually, we have teams landing in places like Rozok, Kameshki. If you have MU or OL, they'll go to Kameshki, but then they're not here tonight. So I'm trying to understand which team is going to be landing there for us this time round. So we're going to be on the lookout on that as well, just to see which team is going to be dominating on that side. But in Georgiapol, the lower side of Georgiapol, we have at least two teams there, Full Strength and Rise Esports. So that's going to be a fight we're going to be waiting to see how it unfolds here. But then Pain Africa lands in Pochinki. Two teams already in Pochinki. That means we're going to be having a very interesting fast fight of the day. Pain Africa Tafe seems to be going closer to his teammates, but then there's a team right next to them that's going to force them to engage. I don't think it's part of anyone's plan to be engaging this early, but it does happen sometimes. You land with a team and then you're forced to engage, and it's actually Team Unique and Pain Africa in Pochinki. How interesting is that going to be? Pain Africa, a powerful team from Somalia. Team Unique, a powerful team again from Mauritius. So are we going to be seeing that these two alpha teams are taking each other out, or is Pain Africa going to retreat and go far away from all this? But we're going to be, let's keep it on the low there. 2X family has two of their players are down already. Aesthetic Extreme here. Let's see how this plays out for them as well. It's going to be either 2X family is forced to engage in that fight, or they're going to have to go far away from this fight. We're just going to keep it on the back of our minds, just to be on the sure what is going to happen here between 2X and the team that is right next to them. We also have Cloud Esports in Gatka landing with another team that is Invincible. This seems to be the usual landing spot when it comes to Invincibles. Even on the qualifiers the stage, you had one of them, they're pushing someone with a pistol. So we don't know if that's going to be the case again for tonight. Are they going to be a little bit more confident like they were during the qualifiers? So we're going to be checking on that as well, just to see what is going to be happening between these teams there. Cloudy Sports, we have a player there waiting right above, waiting for someone to make a mistake. We want to see is that mistake going to be happening or not. His Invincibles are going to expose themselves to any sort of fights tonight, or are they going to be keeping it on the low? So let's just wait and see what exactly is going to be happening here for these teams, to be honest. Okay, I'm back. So we're still going to see what's going to happen there, but then 2X family has been pushed by the TDS team there. I told you we have six countries in this lobby. We have Kenya, we have Somalia, Mauritius, Madagascar, Djibouti, and what am I saying? I was saying Eritrea, but I'm trying to think which team I haven't mentioned. But I believe there's Ethiopia, Djibouti, Madagascar, Mauritius, Kenya, and Somalia. Yes, six of them. We have those six countries in this game. 2X seems to be losing players already. One by one have been taken back to lobby. Quite unfortunate. The game is just starting. The zone is yet moving. 2 minutes in, you're going to be expecting the zone to move a little bit later. So losing a fight this early might not just be the best thing to go to be engaging in. Team Unique here waiting on Pain Africa for them to make a mistake. You can see the smoking that is happening here. They're ready to try and go for that push, but then the teammate here is retreating, going far away from Pain Africa just to be on the safe side. But then the first team here to be taken back to lobby, that is none other than 2X family. GG's on that end. I hope we'll be seeing you guys more in the next games. I hope you dominate more. These things happen. Teams are taken back to lobby early in the game without anticipating it, so that's totally fine. But then you have Ocean Galaxy. They have a team as well right next to them. That's something you're going to be on the lookout for, just to see what's going to be happening on their end. Okay. So the zone is now moving. We can see where the zone is going to. The second phase of the zone is about to start. And we have literally no one on the side of military base because they're not sure what's going to happen. But imagine if PUBG decides that we're going to be having the zone coming to the lower side towards military base, Novo, the bridge right next to military base. It's going to be quite unfortunate for these teams because they're going to be forced to go towards the bridge. But then finally, Invisibles seem to be ready to take on the players from Cloud Esports. So they're still waiting patiently right above the roof here, waiting for someone to make a mistake. But then if the mistake happened there, Invincible is ready to go for that push. The player from Cloud Esports is quite low. Zaber and his teammate Spikey wanting to go for that push, but I don't know if it's going to be possible because Cloud Esports right now is definitely giving each other enough cover just to make sure their teammate agent is not taken back to lobby. Soul is not moving a muscle. Soul has decided that this is where I'm going to be chilling. As long as you make a mistake, I'll be seeing you there. He can actually see what's happening here. Cloud K9 as well is getting covered there. We have a Soul watching from afar. The damage there does get in on Spiky, but then he retreats on that. Still trying to get some more damage, and we have there's up again the fast knock there on Cloud Esports. Cloud having a hard time. Second knock in. We have a lot happening here on Cloud Invisibles are having a good time. Soul is still waiting on the same place for someone to make a mistake, but then he's not really doing that much. He's not really getting that damage in. And now Cloud Esports are down one player. The push is finally there. S1 in the hand there. The shotgun tries to get something happening here. The M24, not M249, the UMP. Two knocks in. Vector does a good job there. Third knock in. No way. Invincibles was about to be eliminated by one player, and that is from Cloud Esports. But then, unfortunately, the man was just alone, and there's nothing that could have been done. Spiky to the rescue does get the last kill here on the player from Cloud Esports. That is also quite unfortunate. But then there's time to redeem themselves. But we have to give this guy, a round of applause because why not? That's actually really good play coming from him. We have to give him that GG's. I don't think I expected that to happen, to be honest. That was unexpected. That was definitely unexpected, to be honest. From yes. Okay, Ocean Galaxy seems to have lost one of their players, that is Arman. No Face, on the other hand, is still knocked. Dybala and his teammate Federal might be forced to go ahead and go for that push on later. Esports, they only have one player down, that is Panic. Ramo, Danger, and Teeks are still around. That might be an advantage, but then do not be too comfortable. Two players might actually take down a team fast knock there from Ocean Galaxy. We have now his teammate Federal getting pushed. Ramo is definitely getting damaged. Federal feeling confident, and they take out later esports. Just like I was saying, do not get too comfortable. Two players from a single team can take out a whole squad by themselves if they have synergy and good coordinations. That's what we have experienced here from Ocean Galaxy. And you have another team here also being taken back to lobby, that is Never Die Esports. I told you about Aesthetics Extreme, another team that was also dominating before, and now they're back dominating again. That's actually something we have to commend them for. This is a team I'm not really familiar with. I just met them here in the East Africa Clash Games, and I'm glad I did because they're doing a really good job, and we want to see more of them as the game progresses. The zone is still moving. We have a few minutes in, yes, before we can go to the next zone, and we have teams coming around farm. Yes, Napoliana, of course, this time round was not crowded because it is not in the safe zone. But then looking at Milta, we have a team there as well. A school has a team leaving that is unique, going towards us place as well. Mao Esports passing by. They might be engaging in another fight sooner or later. Depends on where every single team is going to be going to right now, because Ocean Galaxy as well might be looking to go towards the safe zone, towards the side of school or shelter, and that might lead to at least four teams clashing at the same place. Invincibles as well coming in from the blue zone to the safe zone might also encounter a team right in front of them. They have a team that is a team unique going towards them. That's something we're going to be on the lookout as well. But we can see here Rex Squad are waiting patiently. You can see Unity as well going towards Pochinki, but Pochinki has been no one is there anymore. Everyone has left Pochinki. Everyone relocated from Pochinki. Pain Africa as well have gone far away from Pochinki. And the zone does go towards where we have unique invincibles. Might just be lucky this time, because the zone now is going to favor them a little bit with their rotation there. The rotation does make sense at this point. They're actually safer than anyone else because no one is coming from behind them. So that doesn't really affect them at all. But we have here a tactical team here. One of their players was down. The push is definitely happening. Ocean Galaxy are getting closer. Beautiful spirit there from No Face. Does get some damage, but then the knock doesn't really connect. The damage from tactical team also gets Ocean Galaxy player No Face. He is down. That leaves just one player standing. That is Dybala. We don't know what Dybala is going to be up to, but then he's also a good player here from Ocean Galaxy. Met this guy physically, does not look like a Dybala. But I mean, there's no way to say that he's a Dybala, to be honest. But then he does try to go for that push. DBS is countered there by another player from tactical team with an S1 that is Bendo Baby. I mean, these are players I've not seen them in a while. Where has Bendo Baby been? This is a player that does a really good job during any competition. But in this East Africa Clash games, I don't think I have seen him that much. But yeah, let me see, it's okay. It's nice to see him that he's around here. We have another team also losing players. Mao Esports might be looking to engage in a fight. Rex Squad are still trying to get a flank happening here, or rather a rotation, and they have a team right in front of them. I don't think that's a fight they want to be taking right now. Third phase of the zone, 30 seconds in. That's going to be forcing them to rethink their choices at this point. You need to qualify. At the end of the day, only 24 teams out of the 36 teams proceed to the next stage. So question is your team going to proceed? There we have Fireboy trying to cook up a nade, doesn't really get any damage on the four strength brothers. You have to be careful. This is a very strong team. Once they get up, you need to think your decisions here. Why did you go ahead and push this team here? Push that's definitely coming. In Africa coming in with the bang. They're getting their knock and fast on four strength. I mean, I spoke too soon. In Africa taking over four strength. I don't know about you, but like I said, this lobby is not a lobby. You want to miss their games. Fights are happening back to back. Just after Pain Africa took out four strength, you have Nightmare getting closer, cooking up their nades here. Interpol hooking up the nades. Do you have any Kobe's? We do not have, because there's another team coming close. That is TDS are coming towards them as well. And Rexport seems like they chose to engage in that fight. We were asking if it is worth it or not, and they seem to have lost one of their players. That is a Reckless, a tactical team as well here, engaging in another fight after they just finished their fight there against Ocean Galaxy. Rex Code has one player in low that is Reckless. Everyone is quite low, might be considering to heal up here. And the players from tactical team are not going to let Rex Code get away from them. We just took out Ocean Galaxy and we're ready to take out another team, and nothing is going to stop in the middle of us and that victory. $2,000 on the line for the prize pool. Will your team be making it to the finals? Every single team that makes it to the finals from a top 16 does go home with a part of the prize pool. So make sure you make it to the top 16. It's not easy. We know some teams are definitely losing their fights too early and it's somehow discouraging. But like I said, if you want to get back in the race, make sure to reach out to any of the admins, the DMs, and you'll be sorted out on how to go about it. But other than that, like I said, guys, how are you guys doing in the live stream? How is your team performing so far? Because I know we have our favorite uh, teams here. We have teams that we are vouching for. We want them to win. How are they doing so far? Interact in the comment section. Talk about it. Well, yesterday someone was actually giving some advice and saying that a certain team should have not done that flank, and maybe they would have survived. So that was actually really good. But if you see your team is doing a good job, even if they go back to lobby, make sure you give them a shout out there. Put your country's flag in the comment section just to make sure they feel your support. They are representing your country in the East Africa Clash Games. So why not show them that support? And if you're yet to hit the like button, it is very much working. Just make sure you hit the like button, and so does my subscribe button work as well. Mal Esports here, still holding the same place. Tactical team, waiting on REDSO. Invincibles seem to be losing a team players as well. So right now, fourth phase of the zone, a lot is definitely happening. So teams are definitely losing players as the zone closes in. Right, everyone finally does get a knock here on the players from tactical team. That means the school apartments are heated right now. But then unfortunately, it seems like things are not going as planned. You can see as well Unique taking on Pain Africa. So a lot is definitely transpiring when it comes to the fight. A lot of teams have crowded around school there, so that of course is going to be a place where you don't want it to be in, or rather if you're in school you have to be in the safest place that there can be, and that is inside a building. Playing outside is not a thing you want to do when you're playing in any competitive scene, unless it is a flat field and it is the last zone and you're forced to play from there. Just make sure you do it properly. But then when there are buildings and you can occupy that building, you can easily remove a team that's there. Why not pick up that fight and go ahead and engage? You understand? But then we have the zone here closing in. Invincibles, the players have been taken back to lobby. We have just Russian remaining. From his team might be losing to the zone there. The zone is about to get a little bit more damage in fifth phase of the zone. Is not a zone phase you want to be fighting against. But depending on how Russian makes it to the zone, then that will definitely be a one for the Bricks and for his team to congratulate him on that. Pain Africa, they're getting pushed. You can see the damage. And Rise Esports are in for that fight. Pain Africa, Tape has been knocked and casted all the way back to the Mount Esports coming from afar. Zekro as well watching the Pain Africa team as they engage in a fight against Rise Esports. Zekro does spot him. They're trying to get him down, but the fire doesn't really connect. And Pain Africa has been eliminated. This is exactly what I was talking about. The zone is getting smaller. Do not stay outside, do not play outside, do not be open. If you can take over a compound, just go ahead and push that compound, but just be careful. It might be a team you don't want to mess with. They might be playing it safe, but then if you try and engage them, might just be the worst thing you have ever done. The nade here does connect. We have some damage. HYPERZ, one of them is down. That is GG's. Now Hades might be forced to get the revive here. Tactical team era cooking up another nade. We might just be seeing another beautiful moment of a Kobe. Unfortunately, the earphones are not really working that well. But then now he's aware that the player here from MRU, HYPERZ, Maniac, is on that side. The nade does go in, does get some damage there. But then tactical error doesn't really get a knock. Beautiful push here. Two knocks the S1. We love to see the S1 is actually dominating Maniac there with the beautiful nade. It doesn't really get a Kobe, but then Stone does wait patiently for that chance to go for that push. The FPP is in. Benno Boy, the man with the most trouble in this game, together with a man called Mali Boy. These two players have been causing a lot of trouble, but then for tonight, we only have Benno Baby in the game. Another nade getting cooked up. Might just be cooking his own teammate, Maniac. But let's see how that plays out. We're going to be seeing in this fight, tactical team dominating the place, doing their own thing. Beautiful sprays there from Stone. A lot of teams are now losing players. 11 teams remaining. A lot is happening. Beautiful knock there from Maniac. Tries to get the fast there, but then Benno Baby is not here to joke with anyone at all. He's about to take every single player back to lobby. Tactical team having a good time. REDSO as well are trying to make it to the safe zone. But is it going to be enough here? I am waiting to see. Why isn't REDSO? I can't say his name again. Not playing in these games. It is fun now. Esports now quite aware of REDSO's position. Might be trying to cook up some nades towards them. Their player, their Trox is down. Russian, like I said, the zone might just be his enemy at this point and has been taken back to lobby by the Blue Juice. Again, you do not want to be battling against the Blue Juice. Make sure you make it to the safe zone before it is time to battle with that zone. But I mean, these things happen. Sometimes it's not even you wanting to be outside the zone. It is the people around you that are forcing you to stay outside the zone. So that's actually something we want to see what's going to happen in there. Beautiful spray there from Team Unique. Madman does try to get some damage there on TDS. Beautiful sprays. Oh, that's actually a very stable M416 3 scope spray. Rexford here might just be hooked up with those Kobe's coming from Mao, but then Artrox there gets a Kobe as well by a wreck pair. Zekro getting a knock on wreck, everyone. We love to see it. Mao Esports Zekro tries to cook up another nade. Rex scored GG's. I believe that is it for you guys when it comes to this battle. Let's now see four teams remaining. Question is which team is going to be dominated at this last fight there. Beautiful knock there from our esports Zeko. The zone is closing in. The damage from the zone might be a little bit more deadly compared to a player's spray, but then you have to be a little bit careful there. Zekro has been spotted by TDS trying to make it to his own team. Unique watching from afar as well. Beautiful sprays here. Mao Esports player Skydo might be the only one saving his team right now. Tries to pick up a name here. Are we going to be seeing any Kobe's tonight? A beautiful spray there from Madman. Let's go, Madman. I mean, two teams remaining. I was about to say, Team Nick is trying to survive with this fight, trying to see what is happening around me. But then before I cooled, the game just came to a conclusion, and Team Unique, after looking at through the lobby, taking their sweet time, making the right calls, trusting their ideal, they have just gotten their winner chicken dinner. Congratulations to you, Team Unique, for that beautiful win. That was well deserved. Congratulations again. I mean, it was a little bit tight, like I said. As the game progresses, they were going to be forced to get closer to each other, and that's exactly what happened. They have gone closer to each other. They have been forced to engage in fights that they did not want to. Some of them have lost players to the zone, and these things happen. So I'm waiting to see what will happen in the next game as the game progresses. But then again, congratulations to you, Team Unique, for that beautiful winner chicken dinner. It was well deserved. Waiting, taking your time, picking the right fight. It has finally paid off, and you have gotten your win for tonight's games. Like I said, we are just getting started. Game one was nothing but violence. I told you it has all the best teams from the six regions that have qualified to the group stage. Team Unique was one of the teams I mentioned that I said we need to be on the lookout because during the qualifiers, they dominated as well. They waited for the final zone, and when the final zone came, that is when you start seeing what they can do, the right rotations, taking on the right fights, and just like that, now we have them getting their winner chicken dinner. So again, congratulations to you, Team Unique, there for that win. We have Zist getting three eliminations at a damage of 504. Madman getting three eliminations, a damage of 454. Legacy getting three eliminations and a damage of 291. And then Helly getting one elimination and a damage of 50. So basically, this team tried to work together, tried to make it to the same goal, that is a winner at chicken dinner. So everyone was trying to try to do their best. They were getting the damages. They were spraying when necessary. They come to when necessary, and that you can see that led them to their chicken dinner, bagging 20 points from game one. TDS getting position 18 points. Mao Esports 13, Tactical Team 11, Invincibles 7, Rex Squad 6, Aesthetic Time, Ocean Galaxy 4, Pain Africa 3, Unity 3, Rise Esports 3, Later Esports 2, X Family, Never Die Esports getting 1 point each. We have Nightmare, Cloud Esports, REDSO, and Force Strength getting 0 points from that fight. Like I said, a lot of unexpected things are happening when it comes to this lobby that is Group C versus Group D. You can see a team like Force Strength, a team that won a chicken dinner twice during the qualifiers, is now getting no points, but I mean, it's too early in the game to decide what's going to happen. It is the first game. Some people have not played the game since morning, and this might just be their first game, so that does make sense. Man of the match here being Mao Zeko, getting 6 eliminations in a damage of 792, having 1 assist and 5 knockouts, survived a total of 20 Uh, okay. No. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, guys, welcome back to game two. That is Miramar. Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties on my side. That's totally something I can't really predict. But then lobby as the first team, they went back to lobby as the first team. I don't know in case again for now. But before we get congratulations again to team the winner, a winner when it came to game one in Erangel. Now that we are in game two, Miramar, we want to see from Group C and Group D which team is going to be taking on the winner chicken dinner when it comes to the second game of the night. That is Miramar. We can see here already Pain Africa again just landed another team right next to them. That is Rise Esports. Rise Esports has been doing a really good job. We saw how they took out Pain Africa again when it came to that Erangel. They went to Pusha. They were not on Pain Africa first rank, and then Pain Africa joined them as well. So that's we're going to be seeing what happens here. But then Pain Africa took out four strength, Rise Esports was third party fights there. So a lot was happening. So now we have two teams that are actually good at the game, that is Rise Esports and Pain Africa. We want to see what's going to be the strategy when it comes to these games. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So yes, so Rise Esports so far seems to be having some sort of damage on their side. Here we can see teammates has been really damaged. But Invincibles, they as have already engaged, taken out a one team eliminations in the back. That's really but unique. Now one of their teammates is down. That is Madman. They have to, because something I noticed in these games, as long as you win game one, game two is just not your game. Nick Madman there has been taken back slowly. We can see them now trying to engage against the players from Invincibles. Someone in the comment section said that Invincibles wako na mchezo. Oh, not even mchezo, mzaha in Swahili. That means basically they're not serious in the game. So we want this fight that they're having right now against Team Unique. How is it going to turn out? How are they going to take on this fight? Are they going to let it slide and just be another easy fight for Team Unique? Or are they going to make it hard for them? So that's something we're going to be seeing sooner or later. But we have Rise Esports here still trying to engage against Pain Africa. No one wants to go for that push. Everyone is watching from afar. No one wants to make the fast call. No one wants to make the fast push. Everyone is just basically watching and waiting for us to get a knock on the other side, the other team's end. So for that push, that usually happens scenes pushing, thinking it through your team this early in the game. We're just in the fast phase of the zone. Even losing teammates and losing a fight this early, then definitely your points are going to go down before even the game ends. You have four games tonight. Game one is down. How many points did you gather from that? So you need to put that in mind as you pick your fight. Are these fights really worth it? Do you want to be a part of this fight, or do you want to wait until later so that we can engage? You have to really gauge yourself and see if this is really worth it or not. Invincibles players here might just be waiting it out right now, waiting for Team Unique to get closer to them. But then Team Unique as well are not really going towards these players at all. We have this just running by open field. This is Miramar beat open field. Might just be the worst case scenario, as unless you have all the confidence in the world. moving around the open field, and with a vehicle like Shakid's is again you could ever do. One bullet or two, and your team is down. So I don't know what they're just picking their fights randomly. They don't really have a certain structure to their fight, but I can say a good portion of them are really taking their time before they can engage in any fight. But probably that's something that's that either they take their time or they go for that good without having us through it. Ocean Galaxy here, another team that we're expecting to see out from them, but then unfortunately, they were taken back slowly in the first game. They did not really dominate that much. I don't think they got that much points when it came to game one. They had around 6 points or so. So now is their chance to get those points. All right now decides that the side of Miramar Impala seems to be occupied only one. Los Leons might be at least the two teams, or actually three. Ocean Galaxy right now is going towards that side, so probably something will be happening there as well. Invincibles might be encountering at least two teams around the side where they are. Three or four more teams are now closing in towards them. So also we're going to be having a couple of teams. A TT, a tactical team, are really outside the zone there. They need to be focusing on how they're going to make it to this safe zone because this zone closes. You know how Miramar map, you're going to start using your meds, going to exhaust the map that you guys took time to loot up, and might be a very bad call since by the time you're coming in the safe zone, you're engaging in fights, you're lacking in terms of meds, might not be something you want to be doing. As right now, we have the TDS esports there trying to get some damage. They have teams passing by that is 4 strength. We're yet to see again another team that's actually really good, has been dominating so far. What they can do, we know who they are. By for tonight's games, they are yet to show us what they got for the first game. They went home with 0 points, which is also quite unfortunate. I don't think that's something again they thought they were going to be having to face in the first game of the night. But we have to give them that. They have to take their time. Force Strength is representing Madagascar. They have been doing a good job so far, and they should keep on putting on the same effort because we want to see more Madagascar in the semi-finals and the finals as the games proceed. Their Invincibles. We have a team passing by right next to them that is Force Strength as well. Get any damage happening there for this player? He passed by real fast. His teammate Spikey have decided to push. It's been a car chase. I don't know why they want to do that right now, but it is not safe to be engaging in a fight this early in the game. Second phase of the zone. We still have 17 teams in the game. You basically have no placement points. You only have your kill points, so that's not really enough to stay in the top positions when it comes to the group stage. Remember, only 24 teams proceed to the next stage, that is the semi-finals. TDS here having a couple of knocks here on the 4 strength team. You can see a Kobe getting cooked up, but easy going to connect there. The nade does try to do something, but nothing really happens because someone is getting some damage on 4 strength. Hulk does no knock on 4 strength. One person remains, that is Waltz. He's really low, and the third party watching from that is a nightmare. Also quite unfortunate for 4 strength there, but then nightmare watching from afar. That is a team from Djibouti as well, representing their country, Djibouti, and so far so good. They have at least one elimination in their bag. But for 4 strength, that is it for them to game two. Remember, so today we're going to be proceeding to the semi-finals. That is going to be only 2014. Beautiful spray there. Bala M2, but then who is this man from Cloud Esports? K9 does get that first knock. Federal goes for that push, and K9 2 is knocked and casted immediately because his teammates are not really that close there. We can see Soul are now closing in. No Face is down as well. 2 players remain. Actually, one player remains standing for Motion Galaxy. That is Federal, and the first thing that comes to mind is to get that revive. Of course, that is what matters as of now. Cloud Esports coming in that's in to push these players as they try to get the revive. Federal and his teammates change their location because now they have been surrounded. Cloudy Sports player Soul does get the damage there, has a knock on the player from one player remains standing, and again Ocean Galaxy. Quite unfortunate. They had only 4 teams, 4 points in their bag, have been taken back. So with only one elimination to be added to the 4 points that they had. Again, obviously Lobby D has the best teams. I told you it has the heaviest teams to be going against. That they are ready to take you guys out no matter what time or place you find them. They will take you. You saw Cloud Esports player K9 with the reflex there on Ocean Galaxy player Dybala. The M249 was definitely getting the damage here, but then unfortunately the spray did not really connect till the end. And we had K9 there reflexing a beautiful reflex for a fact. And he does get that knock on the digits again to K9 for that beautiful reflex. And now we have just 16 teams remaining in the lobby right now. It's going to be a little bit heavy now for these teams as the zone moves. You want to be in the safest place possible. We can see a lot of teams now are going to Benita. We're going to be having at least 4 or 5 teams around that area. When you look at Mina, you also have Mina General. We have a team going close at that side as well. Junket, there is at least 2 teams on that side as well, TDS and Rex Squad. When we uh, right next to Hacienda on the eastern side, there we have at least 3 teams as well, 2X, Spain, Africa, and tactical team. So that's going to be another place we're going to be looking for to see what's going to be happening at the end of the day. Team trying to do their best here to survive, but then nothing much is happening. Team tactics are getting sprayed there. The damage is definitely there. Break everyone is now on a tight spot era with the P fires are waiting for him to make a mistake, try to expose himself, and we have a beautiful spray on era. Let's get the 2 players, and finally Rex squad that does that their thing, taking our tactical team all the way back to lobby. And now we have just 14 teams remaining. Break everyone and team us back. Everyone is in the game. Africa passing by Fireboy doing his scouting. He's now aware that Rex got that heal and they can easily go for that push. If they're not careful, you have another team just picking from the TDS. Excuse me, just watching from afar. So basically, we have a lot of teams right now in the same place. A lot is expected to happen. So we want to see how this is going to play out at the end of the day. But what time, okay? Let's just give it time. The game is still fresh. A lot is yet to transpire. These teams that are participating from Group C and Group D. Then enjoy the live stream. Hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that is the I need for support. I need from you guys. Rise seem to be players as well. Actually, Rise Esports has lost almost all their players right now. They have only 2 remaining. The fight might be still going on here. If they're not careful, another team is closing in on them. They alert they're about to be surrounded again. So Never Die Esports as well now by scouting out the area, trying to find the best place to hold. And looking at the safe zone now, and what is happening is a Hassian might not be the best place to be. Just force you location, Mina General. We're going to be seeing fights happening around that side. Graveyard as well. A bit surrounded with Atrox with the beautiful spray. We have another top, but we have a let's go Zek Grenadier. But unfortunately, the player there doesn't go closer to him. Never Die Esports might just be forced to engage in that fight. DPS pre-fires in here, and we have him getting distracted around the front. Mao Esports comes from the back. Does get a knock, and Zeko does get knocked as well. Never Die. Try to get some damage here on Skydo. Does immediately go for that thrust, because if I'm going down, I'm going down with you guys, and that's exactly what has happened here. Mao Esports player now comes in again. Atrox ready to take on the players right now, going for that push before they can get any healing happening, before any river takes place. And he's now cooking up an Lord. Might be the Kobe that Never Die Esports. The nade doesn't really do that yet, but Atrox now going to push that from Never Die. I get pressure now from what's Atrox. Feeling the pressure on the need to revenge his teammates. Is going all out on the players from Never Die. He has to be careful. His teammate Atrox, Lord, sorry, is down. And that led to him as well. That's unfortunate. They were actually looking towards getting back on their teammates' kills, but then unfortunately that was not the case, and they have been sent back to lobby. 13 teams remaining. Cloud Esports player that is so, and his teammate Bura. Ones remaining. We saw how they took out Ocean Galaxy. I mean, that's Sanhok for a while. The reef did make sense. How they were making their rotations, all of that did make sense. Cloudy spots are not really ready to go and lose that fight. The team here passing by doesn't really take the time to think it through. They can hear the damage from Europe, but they still go for that push to get a fast knock. Let's see if we can get a second knock. The pre-fire there from S12K is not the DBS, but then S12K Bura that have the teammates from that again have a fair on their teammates now. Soul just might need to be the only one the saving grace for his role, and juries. And now Soul might need to get a little bit closer. Sorry, not more closer, but need to get closer just to be able to get something happening here. Extreme revival for Doctor teammates, players, B9. These two monsters fast fight into Ocean Galaxy. I mean, that was the one thing we did not even expect. So, to really went for those fights, really fighting for their teams and their country's name. You can see TDS try that we don't have a Kobe, but then the damage is there. Lemon tries to cook up another nade. Kobe some damage, but then we do not see a Kobe yet. And is happening here. Never die esports. I need to get the vibes. Might be the heaviest type of zone to be in when it comes to Miramar. Pain Africa as well, having a good time right now, taking on the fights. They're losing players, gaining points as well. So a lot is happening there on Pain Africa, and we're going to be seeing what happens there as well. But then Never Die Esports trying to make it to the safe zone. It's going to be a little bit interesting here. Now that we have 40 players in the game, a fifth phase of the zone is getting a little bit smaller. Teams to the blue zone, being the only one remaining against balls start is now towards the safe zone now to engage in a fight against the teams as the only solo remaining. Looking at the zone right, teams are not in the safe zone. Pain Africa, MRU, this team is zone 2X family and losing players to the zone. That's also well, we don't want to talk about it. It's something no team as they lost the fight to a zone. You have TDS, Cloud Esports, Never Die Esports. These teams need to move the safe zone before another for the zone as the zone moves. I and his teammates got the next move, but then we have Never Die Esports. They are ready them down. They're watching them from afar, waiting for someone to make a mistake. But then it seems aesthetically sport the right call, going to the safe zone now. Seconds into the sixth phase of the zone, it is up. Do not want to be in any more. So we're going to be seeing end of the day for Aesthetics Esports. They seem to be losing players as well to MRU. Team Unique is still around. First time we've seen a team that has won the game and not going back slowly quite early. Unique Kelly watching from afar, getting the damage there on Aesthetic Esports and making it hard for Aesthetic Esports to engage in any fight. MRU are losing players as that party spray is coming towards them. MRU getting players casted from afar. Pain Africa, third party in this fight as well. Team Unique again, third parties that fight, and they have been able to take all the way back slowly. Unfortunately for MRU, in the middle of a crossfire, MRU HYPERZ have been taken back slowly. Now we have just two teams here, two teams in this place, sorry, that were engaging in this fight. That is Nightmare and TDS, and for them, they have been able to battle it out. Nightmare, unfortunately for them, have been taken back to lobby. TDS Esports is still in the building. Then is about to close in. The damage will be there. The revive has to take place. A lot of decisions to be made here with the IGLs. So we're going to be seeing if that's going to be the case or not. Pain Africa players are still in the building. Zone getting smaller. Stage 5 looking a little bit intense. Pain Africa player getting spotted there by Heli. I mean, how is that possible? How did the Pain Africa player not hear this guy from afar? How is that possible? Pain Africa Firebird as well. Project is down. Team Unique taking them out one by one. We have Haley here trying to cook up a nade, trying to get the fast here on Fireboy. But then he's alone. No one can get the revive on Fireboy. zone is closing in now. 6 teams remaining. Some teams have been forced to engage in fights. Some have been exposed to third-party fights. Later esports being exposed to fights as well as they try to make never die esports watching other players from later esports gatekeeping them as the zone is about to move. These two teams are going to go towards every single team that is in the safe zone. Never die esports nowhere third party in this fight. They're trying to get some damage there on aesthetics esports, and just like that, GG's two Rex squad, the third party in that fight, coming at the right time, and they get the kills there on never die esports. GG's to you guys. Five teams remaining. Have just 1 second before the zone shifts. The second this zone touches you, your HP will start really like crazy. There's nothing you can do about it. Esports losing players in the zone there, getting quite damaging. Rex code watching from afar. The damage there on no way team. Rex perfect spray getting damage as they the zone. We have a mine has no means of transport, might go open field towards the safe zone, and we have players from a team unique watching from 5 minutes there on him. Never die is the players from Rex but Arnie is down and but are now cooked. Reckless coming to the rescue, taking on the last player from Never Die Esports. I mean, what will Rexcode do without Reckless? The last call there in the fight. We have a Reckless in Africa having to engage right now against that fight. Unfortunately, as they were third party, they were taken to lobby Team Unique later esports squad and remaining in this last zone fight. 3 teams remaining. The fight is going to be a little bit intense now. The battle is going to be something. How do you call it? Unpredictable. It's going to be a very heavy one here, but then Team Unix snaking their way to the safe zone, just smoking out the play spot, losing one of their players, one person remaining. Team Unique as well, just one person remaining, and it is going to be over the snake and the squad fighting, raising the eye, going for that push. Team Unique player Leggy, unaware of the player Rex squad, everyone coming from the back with Leggy, does take out the player from teams like that Rex would have to enjoy and is being a chicken dinner by making the right calls, waiting the right time to engage in fights and to fade off and be able to get the winner chicken dinner for the team. So GG's on that end, guys. It is something I don't know. Rex code might just be the happy when it comes to the scores for that game. I mean, Rex could know why I'm saying that, but then it's going to be a very jovial time there in the PUBG Mobile Kenya WhatsApp group as they congratulate the Rex squad for the beautiful winner chicken dinner on that game. So GG's to you guys for that. But you guys deserve it. So GG's to you Rex squad for that win. Give it a shot. Maybe that was just the first day, or rather the first time you're going to be getting a chicken dinner in the group stage. Probably go on with the same sweet and get yourselves more chicken dinners as the group stages proceed. Again, big congratulations to you guys taking your time, picking the right fights. For the ideal, wherever you are, I don't know if it's everyone or reckless. Good job on the making the right calls. That has led to your team getting the winner chicken dinner for game 2, and that is Miramar. So good stuff to you guys. Again, Team Unique, they almost had it. It was this close, and they would have gotten that chicken dinner, but then unfortunately they were outnumbered. Last player from Team Unique was the only one remaining. Rex squad was a full squad, so of course the confusion there is going to be very confusing. So it's actually nice he tried, but then unfortunately for being outnumbered, as well as later esports, that led them to not having the chicken dinner. So that's something that will be on, well, probably next game they'll be fixing that. But looking at the stats here for Rex squad, Arnie getting 1 elimination, dealing a damage of 174. Reckless getting 2 eliminations, a damage of 236. Zaxxas getting 1 elimination, a damage of 149. And then we have Wreck Everyone, man of the match there, getting 5 eliminations and a damage of 371. We have seen how he has gone through those fights, third party, the necessary fights, gotten those kills for his team, and that finally led them getting a winner chicken dinner for their team. So good stuff to that. looking at the match rank here. After that game, Rex squad bags 19 points from that game after they have won the winner chicken dinner. So GG's to Rex squad for that beautiful win. We have Team Unique getting 16, Later Esports getting 10, TDS 9, tied with Never Die Esports. Pain Africa 7, Cloud Esports are tied with Aesthetic, Invincibles with 5 points. Nightmare with 3 points, Rise Esports getting 2 points, Mao Esports, Ocean Galaxy, MRU HYPERZ getting 1 point each, Tactical Team, REDSO, Unity Force, and 2X Family each getting 0 points from that game. So GG's to you guys again. Rex squad for getting the winner chicken dinner. Let's now have a look at the man of the match for the night. That is none other than TDS Kasim, getting 5 kills, dealing a damage of 600, and 1 assist from that, with a total of 4 knockouts and surviving for a total of 18 minutes and 50 seconds from that game. Again, GG's to you, TDS Kasim, for getting that MVP title when it comes to this game. Even though your team did not really get the chicken dinner, that is what matters. Rex squad, they're getting 9 total eliminations, with Team Unique getting 10. Rex squad doing a damage of 930, Team Unique a damage of 1876. Rex squad getting 4 knockouts, and Team Unique getting 11 knockouts. A total time in the blue for Rex squad is 2 seconds, and for Team Unique, it is 4 seconds for them in the blue zones. That says Rex squad and Team Unique did make the right calls. They made the right rotations, and now they have been able to many points as was for their team. We have the match reports. Most elimination being TDS Kasim with 5 eliminations. Highest damage, Pain Africa player Fireboy 602. 1 grenade elimination from Norway, Never Die Esports. And then we have longest elimination, TDS Kasim, 396 meters. Top traveler from Unique, that is Unique Zist, traveling 3,105 meters on that game for Miramar. That is expected. It is a big map, and fights tend to move far away from where you landed. So it is something that we usually expect to happen at the end of the day. So GG's again to you, Rex God, for winning that game. I mean, it was something that was nice to watch, and we are hoping you'll be seeing more of Rex God as the game progresses. So for now, we'll be going for a short break. We have 2 more games to go, and we'll be calling it a night for Group C versus Group D. Not go anywhere, we'll be back. All right, we are back. That game of the night, that's going to be Sanhok, of course. Land of the many snakes. I mean, king of the jungles, king of the snakes, all that. Whichever name works for you guys, that's the name that we're going to be calling the people that love to keep it low in a Sanhok, using the bushes and the rocks and the trees. Just make sure they're safe. But before we talk about Sanhok, guys, let's hit that like button. Let's sub. All right. Anyway, it is game three for the East Africa Clash. That means that is going to be a very interesting game. Again, it is Group C versus Group D. We have really seen how these two groups have been taking each other out. They have not been taking any chances when it comes to the fight. They have been battling out from the beginning until the end. And now looking at the flight path here, it seems to be coming from the north or western side of Sanhok all the way to the northeastern side of Sanhok, that is around Camp Bravo. There, we're going to be seeing a lot of people surrounding that place. So places like Paradise Resort, Boot Camp, everyone seems to be shying away from that place. But then, if you're playing the East Africa Clash, let me just give you a secret: just land in those places because no one wants to land there. And so, if you want your points up, if you want to enjoy your game, just land there. No one will be landing with you at all. Basically, everyone is just shying away from the fight as much as possible. So just make sure you can go to that place and enjoy your time in this third game of the night, and that is Sinhok. We have a lot of teams landing towards Painan. There we have a team in boot camp. Of course, that's Ocean Galaxy. Seems like there's a fight already transpiring on that side. But let's just go ahead and see what's happening here. Pain Africa as well. They have a team right next to them that is a team. They seem to be having a team right next to them. Cloud Esports, unfortunately, has already been eliminated even before the game has started. They have been taken back to lobby. So GG's on that end. We have later Esports. Excuse me. Later Esports. They have a Mao Esports right next to them. They're going to be forced to engage in this fight. Mao Lord and his teammates now are cooking up the nades. They're trying to get a Kobe on later Esports, but then the nade just gets a little bit of damage, but then doesn't really get anything happening on that end. Later, esports player Ramo might be forced now to figure out how they're going to survive this because now esports is really putting on the pressure here. They really want to go for that push. They really want to push them out so that they can come and go ahead for that push. And it seems like Ocean Galaxy again is now finally dominating, taking the players from Team Unique all the way back to lobby. Second team to be eliminated. The game is just fresh. We're just getting started. We already have our teams have been taken back to lobby. That's really quite unfortunate. I don't think that was part of their plan. At the end of the day, it is what happens when you're playing in heavy lobby, like the East Africa Clash games. A very, very, very hard game to be participating in right now. So, like I said, for every person that is participating in this game, you have to give them a heads up and say thank you for representing our country because this lobby is not as easy as it looks when you're watching from the comfort of your seat. It looks easy, but then in reality, it is not as easy as you may think it is. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good time there. These are the East Africa Clash game, $2,000 prize pool on the line. Top 16 in the finale might be getting something, and position one will be going home with $800. And for the MVP, we'll be going home with $100. So that's something to be on the lookout for. Just make sure your team gets something from that. We have Nightmare here, they might be safe for now. And no one is right next to them. Looking at the zone right now, a lot of teams have chosen to land towards the northern side and the north on the eastern side of Sunhawk. They have crowded towards the side Invincibles as well. They have a team there in Camp Bravo right next to them. They're going to be forced to engage in a fight there. Rex Squad taking a very slow rotation here in this game. We can see even for game two, they did the same thing. They took a slow game. They were not exposing themselves to fights that much, and of course, it did pay out at the end of the day. They had their good time, and that, of course, led them to getting the winner chicken dinner before even we could realize that Rex Squad is strategizing. We just found out that okay, Rex Squad is in the final zone. And they actually are looking for the chicken dinner, and they got their chicken dinner. They have the aesthetics extreme right next to them as well there, so they're going to be forced to engage in a fight if they are at all exposed to them. Looking at Ruins and Painan, we have tactical team in Painan. Their later esports are not that far out together with more esports. Still, nothing has happened around that place. Ocean Galaxy taking over boot camp there, making Team Unique lose their fighters early as the first zone. We have players from Rise Esports closing in on them there. We might be seeing something happening in boot camp, depending on what Rise Esports decides to do. MRU might also be going towards a boot camp. A lot of teams are now closing in. We have Pain Africa as well, 2X Family. These teams are now closing on each other. They're going to be engaging, if not now, but they're going to be forced to engage at the end of the day. Rise Esports so might be waiting on someone to come towards them, but for now they're choosing to camp it out and wait patiently for the teams to come towards them. Rise Esports, Rami and his teammates are in Paradise Resort, or rather right outside of Paradise Resort. Unity Force are waiting for someone to come towards them in Camp Bravo. Invincible Esports was right next to them as well, but it seems that everyone went their own way. Invincibles went one side, and that actually worked out because they would have been forced to engage in a fight as early as the first zone. Now Esports is still waiting on later Esports. Stanik trying to hook up a Kobe here. Later Esports player Danger watching from afar. Tix as well is quite split. So these teams right now are surrounding each other, waiting for someone to make a mistake. Everyone is just going round. No one wants to keep their space. They want to just make sure they get their points in. Remember, only 24 teams out of the 36 teams make it the semi-finale. Mao Esports players, they are getting pre-fired. Tix must really go for that push. Though he has to be careful because the Mount Esports players have occupied this building. They have surrounded the whole place. You cannot just come in and think you're going to take them out. But then later Esports does get some damage there on Mount Esports player Lord. Tix and his teammate trying to get the pre-fires there on the Mount Esports player, but then nothing is happening there. One of the players has been spotted. Fast knock in. Later Esports having the upper hand right now, but then is it going to be enough? Mount Esports waiting for a chance. Lord with the pre-fires. That player from later Esports is quite low. I wish he knew that, then probably would have gone for that push. But then as he tries to heal up, there has been hurt by Lord, and Lord is waiting for a chance to go for that push. But Danger, watching from afar, does get the knock there on Mount Esports player Lord. Skydo, S12K in, tries to get the pre-fires in, doesn't really get any knock happening. FPP in, that means it's about to be crazy, it's about to be in business. But then Skydo is quite low, they're getting the push here, and GG's Mao Esports have been eliminated. We're in the second phase of the zone. A few minutes in, we will be going to the third phase of the zone. It's going to be a little bit more intense now. Teams are going to be forced to fight. Teams are going to be forced to engage. Rise Esports, looking at the players from force rank right above them. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough for force strength? They still have 0 points in their bag. I don't know what is happening. I don't know why not really Rise, but force strength is not living up to their name. We know how good force strength is. We know how good they take their fights. But then for these games, for tonight's games, Group C versus D, it seems not to be that time for them. Rise Esports there are getting a knock on their side here. Four Strength finally going for that push. They have finally gotten their group back. They have the fast knocking on Rise Esports. They need to be careful. Four Strength and getting to their own. But then luckily for them, doesn't really get a knock happening there. Rise Esports player Lyrics getting pushed here, getting pressured. Four Strength with the pre-fire. The damage is in the Molly. Does get that knock on him now, and they can actually have the upper hand here. Rise Esports losing players one by one. One player remains here from Rise Esports, that's Rami, and he's going to be forced now to engage in a fight against the four strength of players as a solo. The zone is about to close in again. The nade is getting hooked up. Rami might be COVID, but then he changes his position. But is it enough? The nade is getting hooked up quite well. Tries to get for that push, but then the S1 does dominate the M416, and the player from 4 strength Hughes does get the last player from Rise Esports all the way back to lobby. Seems like finally 4 strength is now getting their groove back and they're ready to dominate the game. We hope that's going to be the case. We hope it does transcend to the when it comes to the final fight. We hope they survive till the end, that we can see the best of 4 strength. We know how good they are, just that we have not really seen them living up to their name till now. Bootcamp, right outside bootcamp, we have MRU hypers are waiting there, waiting for someone to make a mistake. But then when you look at the zone here, as it closes in, bootcamp might just be the most crowded place right now. Every single team is going towards boot camp. Ocean Galaxy is going to be surrounded. They're going to be overwhelmed. MRU watching from afar. Aesthetic esports coming in. Later esports going towards the side. Rexport might be going towards the side. Invincible is going towards the safe zone. 4 strength as well going towards the boot camp. 2x only stays where they are right now. But you can see everyone is going towards boot camp. Ocean Galaxy, they need to figure out how they're going to go about this fight because it's going to be a little bit heavy. But then it seems like Ocean Galaxy as well are trying to change their position from the northern side towards the northern side, sorry, of boot camp. We don't know if that's going to be working out because there's the 2X family right above them on the northern side of Sanhok. So that's also something I hope they're going to be on the lookout for. Sanhok is a small map. Anyone could be anywhere. Even rotating from one point to the other is basically risking your team's scores because anyone could be anywhere. It is a small map. Everyone will try to camp it out. Boot camp is still getting to be one of the most occupied places right now. Painan, a tactical team, is lucky no one is right around them. Invincibles are trying to make it to the safe zone. Rex God might just be on the left side of where they are right now. They'll need to be on the lookout as well, just like Ocean Galaxy. But seems like Ocean Galaxy have changed their mind and they're still occupying boot camp as of now. We have Unity as well going towards the safe zone. They have a few seconds before the zone decides to move in, and they're going to start battling with the blue zone instead of the players themselves. The sprays there are definitely in for strength. Are getting pushed. The Aesthetics has one player down. Julio trying to cook up a Kobe there doesn't really connect. He doesn't hear someone for extreme. He's right next to him. Does get the fast knock in there, and the Yakuza and his teammate Chris might just be the only one remaining from their team. Post Strength now coming with that push. I don't know why the player from Post Strength did not hear that pass on the DBS. But then Uris with the beautiful spray does get the first, sorry, I called him Chris, does get the first knock there on a 4 strength. And now 4 strength is also getting a revive. The teammates now telling him that this guy is getting a revive. We need to go for that push. Klaus with a shotgun, also trying to cook up a nade. Julio has been spotted, and seems like now Aesthetics is now doing their thing. 4 strength taking out players, but then also he almost touched his own player. But then GG's Klaus does that thing, takes out the last player from Aesthetics Esports, and that is not Esports, but Aesthetics Extreme. Back to lobby, and now he gets to revive his knocked teammates. GG's on the 4 strength there. We have just 13 teams remaining. The zone is about to get smaller. Third phase of the zone will be going to the fourth phase of the zone. That's also going to be a very heavy zone to be in. Again, Sanhok is a small map. A lot can happen. People might be engaging in fights they did not want to engage in at the first place. So, of course, that's going to be something they need to really consider. The zone moving, being on the safe zone, they need to be on the lookout for that. At the end of the day, Invincibles, they might be encountering a Unity Esports as they try to make their rotation to the safe zone. Rex Squad still at the same buildings. Rex Squad implementing the same strategy they had in Miramar, where they were waiting patiently. They were not going for those pushes. They were just waiting for the last zone fights. If a fight happens right in front of them, you'll see them trying to steal those kills. You'll see them trying to wait for a chance, to expose or rather to be engaging, right, to be in that fight. But for now, Rex Squad, their strategy still stands as a very slow, passive game. They're not going to be any more aggressive. The zone closes in, and now it's going to be another fight that's going to be a little bit on the open field, depending on when the next zone is going to be. That's going to dictate how these teams are going to rotate. Ocean Galaxy right now might be forced to come towards the southern side of Bootcamp. They're just on the safe side. 2X family are closing in on Bootcamp, where we have Ocean Galaxy. So Ocean Galaxy finally have been the rest there. Nothing has happened on their side. And now finally a fight might be happening there. And we can see that the first knock there, man of the match Kasim, has been knocked. We have Never Die Esports to get the damage on TDS. But then luckily for them, Lemon was just flanked on the other side, gets the first knock there on Norway. And Never Die Esports might be forced to play it safe even more because Nightmare, watching from afar, doesn't want to expose himself because the zone is about to close in. We're not in the safe zone. We need to go to the safe zone. We need to move without people knowing that we are here, because as soon as they expose their position, then things will not go as planned there. We have Never Esports finally sporting Nightmare. That means their chances of going to the safe zone without getting spotted are not that high. You can see what's happening there. Beats will spray there from Pain Africa, third part in the fight, and the players from Never Die Esports have been taken back. So Fireboy getting spotted by Nightmare Esports, but then Fireboy with the reflex, unfortunately, Nightmare has a teammate close to him and immediately gets a knock there on the player from Pain Africa. And now the teammates need to get closer. Fireboy has been knocked and thrusted all the way back to lobby. GG's on that. 2X family finally making their way here on a boot camp, engaging in a fight against Ocean Galaxy. Something we're going to be waiting to see here. Captain has a Dybala waiting for him right in front of him, waiting to hear how close is he next to me. Lefty, or rather Lefty, has to help his teammate here who has been knocked and taken all the way back. So there's Marco. Another knock in there for Captain. He's down in Ocean Galaxy now, knowing they have gotten the knocks here. We have a deep getting the first knock there. Might just be his chance to get the third happening, but then Ocean Galaxy, the teammate is finally here. We have the FP from Adiba Nathan getting pushed up. We have a Kobe Lefty getting pushed up, gets in the first knock there on Ocean Galaxy, taking him all the way back to lobby. Ocean Galaxy now has just one man standing between them and victory. He gets pushed there and gets the first knock there on Adib. Of course, that's going to be an immediate thrust. Lefty coming in as well, trying to gang up on the last player from Ocean Galaxy. But then he's not backing down yet. Lefty with the AKM. He has a shotgun. Let's get the damage there. Focusing on tasking the knock to players from Ocean Galaxy. He tries to get the push happening and the drop shot does work its wonders. And the 2X family finally, first game, they were the ones to be taken back to lobby. But then when it comes to this fight against Ocean Galaxy, we have Lefty coming in there, giving us the drop shots. And they stand to raise their country's flag high. Digits 2X family Djibouti is just proud of that beautiful, beautiful fighter. We have Invincibles losing players there to the zone. It's getting smaller. The damage is high. In the fifth phase of the zone, going to the sixth phase. Of course, the zone is going to be a little bit more damaging now. Our teams need to be focusing on making it to the safe zone. Otherwise, some teams will be losing to the blue zone. Oh, later esports, engaging in a fight against Spain Africa. Beautiful sprays there. Doesn't really get anything happening there. Doesn't get that knock on that spray connection. Doesn't get that knock on the Pain Africa player. He has a lot to do yet for that. That it can make sense, but then it doesn't. A lot is happening here. Later esports are trying to take out the players of Pain Africa. The zone is closing in. Later esports as well is in danger as Danger tries to watch this fight from afar. It's going to cost him if the zone gets closer to him. They lose one of the players there as they try to take on Pain Africa. TDS as well losing players one by one. Ramos should move into the safe zone. It is right in front of him. Pain Africa player quite low, might not make it to the zone because of the damage there. He will be taken out. We have MRU gatekeeping later esports. Danger, lone HP. The zone is quite damaging. Does get the knock on him. MRU watching from afar does get those knocks. The Invincibles, unfortunately for them, have been taken out. Later esports as well getting taken out. The teams now are losing their fights one by one. The zone is getting damaging. 4 teams remaining. Rec squad still in the building. A TTX tactical team as well in the building. 4 strength finally have not lost their fights, have made it to the last zone fight. And we have as well MRU in the game. Finally, teams that we were expecting to see in the fights, the teams we're expecting to dominate the lobbies, are now doing their thing and are now dominating in this game. You can see tactical team here trying to smoke up the place, just to make it to the safe zone. It's on the battle shift. In the next 35 seconds, we're going to be going to the next phase of the zone. It's going to be even more damaging. Rex squad player last player from TDS, actually not last, but TTX, that is a tactical team. Taking him all the way back to lobby, and that leaves just 3 teams remaining. That is Rex Squad, MRU, 4 Strength. Might just be the second winner chicken dinner for Rex Squad, but then unfortunately he exposed himself there and does get knocked. But then the players there from MRU are getting distracted now. We have players from 4 Strength passing by. The players from Rex Squad might just be standing a chance. But V5 Breck Ani has nades being thrown towards him. MRU Hades now has to be the one leading his team here to victory, because his teammates as well might be engaging on a fight the other side with the 4 strength. And for him, he's closer to Rex Squad, getting 1 knock here on the players from Rex Squad. 2 players remain standing from Rex Squad. Now only the nades are cool, make it work. 4 strength hooks up a nade, does get the damage there on Hades, but nothing really changes there. He is still in the game. Arnie snaking his way to victory, but then MRU Hades spots him and takes him all the way back to lobby. Unfortunately for Rex Squad, they have lost this game, but are not that far with position 3. That's good points in terms of position or placement points. And now we have just 2 teams remaining. That is 4 strength and MRU. Hades trying to get some nades, getting cooked up towards 4 strength. His teammate Iconic as well. Throwing nades towards that side, 4 strength. The nade does get some damage on Iconic, and that is his call to change his position. He has been exposed. Iconic, the second nade does get him down. Hades does the same thing he did to Rex Squad. The snakes towards him. Spots a fast player from 4 strength. Julio is down now. Hades getting the chance here to go for that push. DBS is in, getting the damage, confirming his knock, but then the damage there again from 4 strength is not something you can ignore. He's taking his time trying to heal up using the smoke as his cover. Full strategy there, but then 4 strength. Unfortunately, MRU Hypers are just ready to take on the winner chicken dinner. GG's to you. It seems like the kings of the jungle, basically. You can see from their logo, they have a lion. That tells you something. Having a lion in their logo, that means they are the kings of the jungle. They are the ones taking on the fight that is happening in Sanhok. Like the champions, they are getting their winner chicken dinner. I mean, the logo just makes sense. Congratulations to you again, MRU Hypers, for that winner chicken dinner on that game. That was actually very much deserving. It was quite interesting to see what Hades was up to. I mean, that man, I said we'll call them what we want them, whatever name you want to call the person that snakes their team's way to victory. That is what Hades did. He basically snaked silently, looking at Rex squad. He took them out slowly, one by one, snaking it out. Then he came in, takes out 4 strength. So that's something we have to give Hades on. That's actually very, very good. Gets 4 eliminations, a damage of 573. Maniac getting 3 eliminations, a damage of 406. We have Iconic getting 1 elimination, a damage of 172. And then we have GG's getting 1 elimination and dealing a damage of 121 there. GG's to you guys from MRU Hypers again for getting your winner chicken dinner. Clearly, they were all trying their best to get their teams points up as much as possible. Looking at now the match rank for this game, 4 strength does get 20 points in the bag. That means they had more elimination points compared to MRU Hypers getting 19 points. Tactical team time with Rexoda 10. Later esports with 8, Ocean Galaxy 7, Invincibles esports 6, Pain Africa 5, Nightmare Tiny 2X Family at 4, TDS esports 2, Aesthetic Extreme 1 point Tiny Team Unique, Cloud esports, Mao esports, REDSO, Unity Force, and Never Die esports getting 0 points each from that third game of the night, and that is Sanhok again. GG's to you, MRU Hypers, for that winner chicken dinner. Let's now have a look at the MVP. That is a 4 strength player Q's, gets 5 eliminations, a damage of 804, 5 assists in total, 2 knockouts from the fight, and survives a total of 18 minutes and 45 seconds in that game. Again, we have seen all this happen live. We have seen how they have taken their fights. Both teams have not disappointed. 4 strength and the MRU Hypers. Let's have a quick head-to-head start here for 4 strength and MRU Hypers. 4 strength getting 14 elimination, MRU Hypers getting 9. We have the damage dealt from 4S as 2,237, and for Hypers 1,272. Total knockout for Hypers at 5, and for 4 strength 12. And then the time in the blue for 4 strength is 0 seconds, with Hypers getting only 1 microsecond in the blue zone there. And of course, that did make sense because we saw how they took their fights there, MRU Hypers and the 4 strength. But then again, we are just in the third game of the night. We have one more game to go tonight, and we'll be calling it a night. So do not go anywhere. Just like, share, and sub, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Last game of the night is going to be Erangel. I mean, we have watched game one, game two, game three. We've watched Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, 3 games in a row. We have been impressed. I mean, some teams we thought they were going to dominate. Things happened and they were taken back slowly. That's totally fine. Game one, there we had Team Unique getting the chicken dinner. Game two, Miramar, we had the Rex squad taking the chicken dinner. Game three, we had the players, the Lions. I don't know what to call them, but yeah. Hmm? My audio? What? Okay, just a second. Okay, okay. Like I was saying, game three, they're in we in what's this Sanhok, land of the snakes. We have the king of the jungles there doing their thing. That is the MRU hype as they did their thing, got their winner chicken dinner. Now that we're in the fourth game of the night, Erangel, the flight path seems to be doing really great so far. It's basically cutting across the majority of the players' favorite places to land. We can see already some teams have got the usual landing spots. As Napoleana for this lobby has been one of the places everyone is basically avoiding. I don't know why they don't want to go to that place to engage in maybe any fight or just loot because no one is going there. So basically, you're safe. No one wants to take you out. So that's totally okay if that's not something they see happening. Then we have now teams going towards Primos, Ferry Pier. We have teams going towards the side, but then Pochinki, as usual, it has 2 teams landing there. Rozok has 3 teams as well around that side. We have the Aesthetics Extreme just doing their thing. They're quite far from everyone else. Not really that far, but then they don't have anyone landing towards them. So let's see what our team Unique is going to be doing right now as they're going against our Pain Africa Legacy. And his teammates are now trying to loot up here in Pochinki, just to make sure they get as many ammo and meds and grenades and smoke so that they can engage in this fight. I mean, it is the last game of the night. That doesn't mean it's the last game to qualify when it comes to the group stages towards the semifinals. But then it means that for any point you get in these games that you play, they all add up to the end just to make sure you make it to the next stage, and that is the semi-finals. So now looking at Pain Africa, as they occupy Pochinki, let me just have a quick look at what is happening. Uh, the zone where everyone else is right now. Ruins is another place people are not landing. Rex squad, we have a player there like who is this? Everyone seems to be holding a compound, and everyone else is just moving around. So basically, now teams are trying to get as many points as possible. But now we have Team Unique trying to get some damage down on Pain Africa a pony. And great for that push there. Is on the unique players. The damage is definitely there. The gun does try to get some damage, but then unfortunately he's disadvantage. Pony there with the P fires because he knows there's a player there from Unique just getting closer, or rather peeking, trying to get some damage on their side. Unique player Haley unfortunately was not able to cover his teammate Madman while he was going for that push, and the players from Pain Africa were able to get that knock on his side. And now for the players from Team Unique, they're going to be forced to engage in a fight just to make sure they survive in this. They need to keep their points up as much as possible as the game continues. We have Pain Africa waiting patiently. Team Unique. Let's look at our Team Unique right now and what the plan is as of now, what they plan to do, how they plan to take on the fight. Let's go. We might be seeing a push on Cloud Esports landing again at the same place as the players from Invincibles. Spiky waiting for that chance. Cloud Esports players does get knocked there. Bura and his teammates are now down one player, that is K9, a very strong a player from his team. We're going to be seeing what his plan is. But then, I mean, I mean, these things that do happen at the end of the day. Your goal is just going to make sure you get as many points as possible. Cloudy's first player here, Soul, trying to keep it safe. Let's see. Bura waiting on the players from Invincibles. Let's see how it goes. Okay. We have the Invincibles player there, Spiky, and his teammates. Shakid is down. Soul trying to get some spray there's happening, but then he's down. Sorry, but then Bura and his teammate trying to get some spray there towards the players from Invincibles. We don't see anything happening there, or rather, we don't see how Cloud Esports is going to recover from this. Two players are already down. Invincibles already having their player Shakida getting revived in the fast fight here while it was happening. Invincibles Esports is about to be taken out by one player. So that's something again they have to be careful not to happen again. Well, let's see what agents' plan is for now when it comes to these games. Agent waiting for Zaba to make a mistake. Let's go. He goes for that push, and GG's finally. Invincible Esports does take out Cloud Esports easily without losing their fight. So that's actually something I believe was just, well, something they had intended to happen on their end just to make sure they can get some comeback on the players from Cloud Esports. Okay, I'm back. So just have a quick look at what is happening here. Mao Esports, Yesnaya, Polinaya is a place that also has at least a couple of teams here. Finally, we have people landing at the same place in Yesnaya. We have been seeing people evading this place. Gadka is quite crowded. Another team does go closer to the Invincibles. That is a TDS. A fight might be happening there as well. Let's see. The DBSs are in. Invincibles players are trying to do their thing here. Four strength are joining the party here. Their teammate is quite low. That is going to be a very hard time here. Invincibles are ready to go for that push. You can get the push there happening. We have Zaber feeling very, very angry. Does get the players from four strength. I mean, we just finished a fight. Why are you joining us and making it hard for us to continue playing these games? But let's see how this works out for them there. For strength now, getting pushed. And the last player, that is Julio, has been taken back to lobby by the Invincibles. So GG's again to Invincibles. A second win here for them. And the TDS team might be getting closer again because their teammate Spiky is down. They might be looking for a loophole now to get closer to the Invincibles. But then they need to be careful because Invincibles have warmed up. They're all good. They have finished two fights. They have won two fights and they're ready to take you guys out. So that means for TDS, going for that push without thinking it through might just cost them. But we're going to wait and see what happens there later. Pain Africa now engaging in a fight against Team Unique. We want to know between Pain Africa and Team Unique which team owns Pochinki. Usually, what happens is that these teams go away from each other. Pain Africa goes on the eastern or the left side, and but then we usually have Unique going on the other side. That's because they don't want to engage in that fight. Might be was not part of their plan. We need our points up. We need to be at the top of the table by the time these games end. 4 days playing the group stage, and once you qualify, 24 teams move to the semi finale. There we have the players from Pain Africa trying to go for that push on Helly. He's waiting patiently here. They're trying to Molly looking for where he's holding. He's waiting patiently, exposes himself. They should have waited a little bit longer. Smokes are now going in. They're going to confuse the players here. Stun grenades are being used. Pain Africa players goes in. The S12K does get the first knock. Another player there for Pain Africa. Beautiful S1 knock there from Pain Africa getting on the players from Unique there. Now the push is going in. And unfortunately, Unique have been eliminated, taken all the way back to lobby. GG's to you guys. Then again, guys, as you're watching the live, make sure you're liking the live stream, share the live stream link, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Big shout out again to the sponsors when it comes to East Africa Clash Games, and that is going to be Esports Somalia Association. We have the Kenya PUBG Mobile League and the Viva Rosa Foundation Kenya, a very good foundation that helps ladies when it comes to FGM and making sure they're okay. Just don't to know anything about Viva Rosa. Unfortunately, I'm trying to open and read it through, but it's not opening. But you can check them out. You can just search them on your website and you get to know a little bit about Riveros Foundation. And they have decided to help us here do the East Africa Clash Games as well. And now just having a quick look at what is happening here. The zone is about to close in again, 40 seconds in, and the teams are going to be forced to move towards the safe zone. Pochinki is less occupied now. It has only one team, that is a Pan Africa team. Unique, unfortunately, have been removed from Pochinki. Looking at ruins, we have two X family. MRU as well, just moving around. Rozok seems to be having some fight happening there. Later, esports are engaging in a fight. Gatka has at least two teams there, TDS and Never Die Esports. Rex Squad maintaining their position where they were initially. They're not going for any push so far. They're just maintaining their same place. Unity as well are maintaining their cool there, but we can see a fight here finally transpiring. Later, esports are trying to go for that push there. The nades are going in, but I don't know what's going on. Oh, Kobe there. Let's go, Nightmare Esports now losing players one by one. The nades are definitely connecting, and the whole team has been eliminated by grenades. Let's go, later Esports taking on Nightmare all the way back to Lobby. Rozok is now officially the land of later esports. Teams are now occupying their safe places. I mean, when the tables turn, when it's not with A and D or A and C, B and A, B and C, or B and D, I'm just trying to understand what is going to happen now, because some teams are already familiar with their landing spot. Some teams know where they want to be. And some teams might just be occupying the places where other teams always want to land in. So, I mean, the fights are now going to get a little bit more intense as we proceed in the group stages. A lot is going to change. Their teams are going to be forced to fight for locations. Pochinki, first of all, will be somewhere a lot of teams will be fighting for. Gatka as well will be another place teams will be fighting for. I mean, the more we progress in the group stages, the more we get to see what happens here. We have the players there from Never Die Esports getting exposed to TDS Esports. Kasim are trying to get the damage. Nate does connect there from Hulk, and that means Never Die Esports are down one player. That means they're going to be forced to go for that push. Excuse me, DBS in, FPP is in. That means the guy is serious. Let's go, my hero. The damage there from TDS from the back. Mahir tried to change his location. The FPP does confuse him there. Tries to change to the FPP, not FPP, FPP. And it doesn't work out. Now TDS Kasim is going to engage in a fight there against Never Die Esports. And the damage is definitely in, and we have another knock there on Never Die. That means only one person remains standing. TDS, on the other hand, having a good time taking them out one by one. Last player, there is no way. Quite far from the teammates, just might be the best thing for that team right now. He is the saving grace that they have. He can go towards the safe zone. He can keep it safe. He can go far away from every single player and just make sure he has the placement points for his team by the end of the day. And now, as the zone closes in, a lot of teams are now getting exposed to fights. Unfortunately, Invisible Esports was taken back to lobby. I don't think I watched that. I was looking at the map, but when we look at Unity Force right now, they're in a safe place. So just look at the map real quick before any fights happen. And the zone decides everyone's getting back to Pochinki. That's actually quite interesting. But then we have Rise Esports, they're getting closer. Aesthetic Extreme might be forced to engage in a fight. Rise Esports, from the word go, we have seen them engaging in fights, never backing down from a fight. So once they get a chance of going for that push, they will definitely take it. Aesthetic Extreme doesn't let the Rise Esports pass them just like that. The damage is definitely in. Arsta is the damage, but then that does not mean they want to engage in that fight anymore. Later, esports third part in this fight from afar. Aesthetic player Yakuza getting damaged. His baggy is also getting damaged as well. Changing his position might not be easy, and we have their later esport player Panic getting that knock on the player from Aesthetic Extreme. That means they're down one player, three players remaining. The fights are now getting intense. We have Ramo right in front, watching this fight as it transpires, waiting for that chance to get a spray and get a knock for his team. The question is it going to be enough? Because Rise Esports as well is joining the party. Yuris, that's what one player from Rise Esports does get the spray there. The damage is in, but then no knock has been registered. Federal does get a knock here on later esports. That means they can easily go for that push. Panic and his teammates are now looking for a chance to get the revive, are now looking for when to change their position because now the place is getting crowded. People are getting closer to them. A lot of fights might just transpire. So let's just see if that's going to be an easy, excuse me, feat for these teams. Or is it going to be a hard day for players? I mean, you're engaging in fights you did not plan to engage in. You're losing your points. I say 24 teams will proceed out of the 36. Question is your team going to be amongst those people that are going to be proceeding when it comes to the 24 teams that make it to the semi finale? Let's have a quick look at what's scored there. The damage on their end, like everyone is down. Teams are not going to go for that push. They're going to be exposed. They're going to be damaged. They're going to see a need to engage. They're going to see a need to expose themselves to this fight because without it, there is nothing they can do about it. Rex squad player Waria are watching from afar, trying to get some damage here on TDS. Their teammate, everyone has been revived. That's a good thing because they were seem to be losing players. TDS is down players, down two players as well. Kasim and Hulk. Other ones remaining. Later esports as well changing at their location. The zone is closing in. Players are going to be exposed to fights now. We can see it going towards Pochinki. With how it is changing, it's going to go towards around Pochinki unless the game decides we want everyone to go towards 2x family. That is in ruins, then that is when the game is going to change and people are going to be forced to go towards that side. And just like that, PUBG decided, I don't want anyone to be in any building. Everyone is going to play open field for the next zone. So the teams that are safe for now is TDS, Rex Code actually safe. They've been on the best side right now. Pain Africa as well seems to be on the good side of the zone. Rise Esports getting closer. Tactical team, they need to move as well because Aesthetic Extreme as well is going towards the safe zone. Everyone is moving towards the safe zone. Rex Squad is not moving a muscle. They want to maintain the same position they have been in for the longest time possible. But at the end of the day, we all know what their goal is, and that is to get the winner chicken dinner. When it comes to these games, you have TDS Kasim trying to get some damage on the Pain Africa team as they watch from afar. Unity getting to be exposed there with Aesthetic Extreme. Later, esports getting closer. Pain Africa might be forced to engage in a fight against the two teams. That is the Unity. And we also seen later esports right next to them. So let's see how that's going to work out for Pain Africa. At the end of the day, we have Venom watching this from afar. Red team right beneath them. They're going to be forced to take on this fight, whether they like it or not. It's going to be a very fight to be engaging in. Rise Esports, they're getting damaged. Later Esports getting closer from the back. That means the three teams right now surrounding the Revive Center in Pochinki. The fights are definitely going to happen there. Fast knock in. Rise Esports player Aspar is down. Later Esports having the time here, trying to get some many knocks as possible. We have the players for Pain Africa, third party from afar, and Rise Esports have been taken back to lobby. We have now later getting closer to Pain Africa. They have been able to take out Rise Esports, but then they should not get comfortable because they have a team like later Esports right next to them. We can see the flanking here from Pain Africa. Some of them have gone all the way to the church. They're ready to take on later Esports, rotating them, flanking them, sandwiching them just to make sure they can do their best to take them all the way back to lobby. Later Esports are being exposed here to Pain Africa. We have Mom, let's call him Mom, cooking up some nades. Pain Africa player and goes for that push. They have finally been able to get it up on later esports. Oh, okay. Later esports did split. They have only two players right next to where we have Pain Africa. That means they have a chance to survive, even though their teammates are going to be taken back to lobby. Pain Africa player that does get the knock and the fast on the later player. Now they're watching from afar. Danger and panic, trying to do something here on the Pain Africa player. But then is it going to be easy as they think they have at least two players from Pain Africa watching them as they try to engage in this fight? The zone is about to close in. We're about to go to the sixth phase of the zone, another damaging zone. The fight about to get a little bit more intense, and they need to figure out what is going to be our next step when it comes to this fight. Rex Sport players here, Rec Warrior getting pushed there by Never Die Esports, and TDS as well is also close to them, so they are basically sandwiched. Safe zone. is about to be where they are right now. We have the later player Danger does take out the player from Pain Africa, taking him all the way back to lobby, but then Pain Africa doesn't back down. They get their first knock there. Danger spotting the player again for Pain Africa, getting the damage in, but then unfortunately, Danger has not been able to take out the player there from Pain Africa. We can see now 2X family joining this party as well. The damage on Captain fast knock in. Pain Africa Venom player can't see another player from 2X family closing in. He's in there with the S1. Does get knocked there. Deep making his way to him. They're getting the first knock and taking him all the way back to lobby. Pain Africa now down 3 players, 1 person remaining. And it's going to be a very hard time for him right now. The zone is getting smaller. Teams have teammates, but for him right now, he's basically so you have MRU Hypers winners of the previous game getting Kobe there by his own teammate. Not teammate, sorry, Mao esports player Zekro. I thought it was MRU, but it's Mao. But then the nade does connect, another nade getting hooked up there. Hades unfortunately has been taken back to the starting, trying to hook up another nade on GG's. Doesn't really land there, but then it's also almost close to getting him. He needs to hook up another nade, so we can see what's going to happen here. Mao esports player Zekro has a lot to do. He has to get the last 2 players. Maniac is down as well. That leaves only GG's as the one remaining from his team. The zone is closing in. MRD is not in the safe zone. And they need to move ASAP before they expose themselves to the blue juice damage. It is closing in now. GG's is going to be forced to move. Zekro does watching the damage is in. GG's is low. The zone is about to get a little bit more damage in 6 phase of the zone. And GG's has just been taken out by the lobby. And now we have just the 8 teams remaining in the 5th phase of the zone last fight. And now it's going to be a little bit more intense. Some MRU as well. MRU Hypers, we've said they have been taken back to lobby. 2X family getting closer to a Pain Africa player, last player from Pain Africa. They do not know his location, but then Mao Esports knows that there's someone there as well, and they want to engage as much as possible, get the points up. Next squad watching this fight from afar haven't engaged at all. Same thing they did in Miramar, just watching from afar and waiting for their chance to engage. You have TDS as well, and not engaging. Pain Africa players still trying to get some nades towards the players from 2X family. Doesn't get a knock there, but he's now smoking up the place just to change his location. Mao Esports are still holding the same place. They are safe, but then they're too comfortable. A team is coming from behind them. They might just be sandwiched. Pain Africa player might be having the sweet time here because now people are distracted. He's just but a solo. The nades are going in. The nades are not getting any knocks, but the damage from the nades can be seen. So then again, GG's to Pain Africa player, they're really trying his level best to get as many points for his teammates as possible. 6th phase of the zone. 8 teams are still in the game. No one wants to expose themselves. A beautiful Kobe from Adib there. Does get the last player from Pain Africa. The zone from the damage from the zone is in, but then the sprays there from Mao Esports does make 2X family lose that fight. 5 teams remaining. Rec squad might now be forced to engage in a fight. TDS as well has been taken out. The zone is damaging. Tactical team taking out Rec squad 1 by 1. DPS lock there. Arnie is down. Everyone is down. Waria gets the last player from TDS. The zone is closing in. The damage is in there. Rec squad player Waria might just be eliminated there by Mao Esports as they watch from afar. 2 teams remaining. I mean, they have waited all this time. Aesthetic Extreme initially were not having an easy time during the game. They were exposed to fight. But then now, as the zone closes in, as the fights end, now they're in here ready to take out Mao Esports, a team that has waited patiently, taken the fights, just done everything right to make sure everything is great. And now it is definitely working out for Aesthetics. They're now getting their points up. You can see Mao Esports players are 3 versus the last players from Aesthetic Extreme as well, a duo. So between the 2 and the 3, which one, or rather which team is going to be taking on the last game's winner chicken dinners? Let's get to it and see how this plays out for these teams. Aesthetic Extreme is waiting patiently and no one wants to go for that push. It's just something we want to see. How is it going to transpire at the end of the day here? Aesthetic Extreme here and Mao Esports are taking their sweet time, waiting patiently, waiting for the zone to close in, but nothing is happening. Nades are getting hooked up. Uris waiting for that chance. Federal tries to smoke up the place here just to make it to the safe zone. It is the last fight of the day, and they need to get their points up as much as possible. Remember, 24 teams out of the 36 qualify. Question is your team going to qualify and stand a chance of winning the $2,000, making the top 16 in the finals and get your money up? Fadol tries to now snake his way to the safe zone. Skydo might just be looking for where he is because he tried to fire. He has exposed himself and fast knock there from Mao Esports getting the knock there on Aesthetic Extreme. One player remains, that is Yuris, and you can see now Stanik going for that push. The Nadas gets some damage on Yuris, and just like that, G is the second time in a row Mao Esports does get their winner. Not even second, sorry. They have won only this one. The previous one was MRU getting the winner, a winner chicken dinner. But for now, last game of the night, we have Mao Esports raising the Mauritius flag quite high, getting the winner chicken dinner on that game. And we love to see it. Congratulations to you guys, Mao Esports, for that beautiful win. It was well deserved. It was strategic. They held the same compound, I believe, from the fourth zone when teams were around eight teams. They stood their ground. They fought from where they were. And that definitely gave them a chance to get their winner chicken dinner. They watched the fights happening. They watched Pain Africa last player. They watched later esports. They watched Rex Squad. They watched all these fights happen right in front of their eyes. And at the end of the fights, all of the fights, the third party, they got their kills. And finally, their chicken dinner is in the bag. They have been able to bag at least 10 points from that, even though they waited patiently until the end of the game to get their kills. It was definitely worth it. Looking at their stats here as a team, we have two eliminations there from Skydo, a damage of 234. Four eliminations, Zekro getting a damage of 524. Stanik getting three eliminations and a damage of 393. And then you have Atrox, unfortunately, was taken back to lobby a little bit early. Gets a zero eliminations and zero damage from that game. GG's again to you. Mao Esports for getting the winner chicken dinner when it comes to that game. You guys deserved it. You guys put in the effort, and it has finally paid off. GG's to you as well. Looking at the results for this game, Mao Esports getting 19 points from that game, Pain Africa getting 11, TDS Esports 10, Aesthetic Extreme 9, Later Esports and Invisibles 8, Rex Code 7, Tactical Team 6, Never Die Esports 4, tied with Rise Esports at 4, Unity Force getting 3 points, tied with 2X Family, Nightmare and Team Unique getting 1 point each. And then we have Cloud Esports, REDSO, Force Strength, and Ocean Galaxy each getting 0 points from that game. So then again, GGCU, Mao Esports for that beautiful chicken dinner and bagging as many points as possible for your team. Man of the match in the last game of the night, that is going to be TDS Hulk, getting 6 elimination and a damage of 790. 0 assists on that game, 5 knockouts, and surviving a total of 20 minutes and 57 seconds in that game. So GG's again to TDS Hulk for being crowned the man of the match when it comes to the last game of the night, and that is Erangel. It is a well-deserved chicken dinner on not chicken dinner MVP title on your end for getting all those kills and dealing that damage for yourself and your team. Head to head here for Mao Esports and Pain Africa. Mao Esports getting 9 eliminations with the Pain Africa getting 10. Mao Esports in a damage of 1,151 and Pain Africa dealing a damage of 1,569. Knockouts on Mao Esports at 6 and Pain Africa at 9. Total time the blue for Mao Esports is 2 minutes and 43 seconds. That's quite long, but for Pain Africa, they spent 0 seconds when it comes to the blue zone. That means they made the right rotations when it came to that game. And let's just see the winners for tonight's games. Game 1, Erangel, we had Unique Esports getting the chicken dinner on that game. Game 2, Rex Squad getting the winner, a chicken dinner for Miramar. Game 3 in Sanhok, MRU getting that win. And now for the last game in Erangel, that is in match 4, we had Mao Esports getting the winner, a winner chicken dinner when it comes to that game. So then again, congratulations to every single team that I've gotten their chicken dinner when it comes to tonight's games. That is Group C versus Group D. It has been fun. It has been enticing. We have loved watching you guys making the calls, taking your time there. So GG's to you guys as well. And now, let's have now a quick look at the scores now after all the 4 games have been played. Rage Esports getting 51 points in the bag there. And we have Gen Z still at 47. Zeus final boss, they are 46. Rexcon plays today and they get 42 points in the bag. Nice there. We have TDS getting 39, Team Unique getting 38, Mao Esports at 30, and Zeus Morris at 27, tied with Tactical Team and later Esports. Project X 26, Pain Africa 26, Invincibles 24, Neon Force 23, MU 21, Helena Esports 20, Time Strike Esports 20. Just so you know, this leaderboard has joined Group A, B, C, and D. So now you know where your team lies. You can see the teams that have played today. Only Rex Squad, TDS, and Unique are now in the top. Actually, and now Esports are in the first 9 teams. So far, so good. So just put in mind that only 24 teams are going to proceed from the group stage. So question is, how far is your team from that? We have also basically teams that have played tonight. Later Esports is still in the list, their position 11. We have Pain Africa coming in 13. Tactical Team, I've not seen them, their position 10. We have which other team? Only those teams from today's games have made it to the first page when it comes to the total leaderboard. So you can imagine where your team is. The scores are out. You can see what you need to do from tomorrow and the day after tomorrow in terms of your gameplay. How are you going to take on your fights and stuff like that? Only 24 teams qualify. So where is the team going to be? But for now, it has been a pleasure. It was nice having you guys here with me. I've enjoyed tonight's games and I'm hoping to see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, and have yourselves a good night.